Welcome back to this epic playthrough. While I was taking a break, I thought about it, and you know what? I decided to drop back to town. And while I was in town, I followed a idea that one of the subscribers mentioned. I think it was Janus. Bro, that was a sick idea. I went back to Basir, went to the night market, and something that he suggested was that you can actually get healing spells from items, and so that might actually be pretty handy. Once we run out of chocolate, once we run out of that full HP restore, we have another backup. So it's gonna be another thing to kind of save our ass in case we need it. But I mean, the strategy stays the same. You want to kill them before they kill you. Also, I planted all the seeds, and I think I found a really strong weapon. I had Ragnarok.
No.
Or Duran.
Sanctuary of Mana.
I'll show you the weapon.
Majesty is not going to get away with this. This is for Elliot.
Here we got Ragnarok. Like, comparing this weapon to that, like, it boosted me by 30 attack. So Duran is just gonna melt faces today. Also the other guys, I found some like armor for them as well. So for example here, that gives you plus 14 defense and 14 magic defense, so that's pretty substantial. Same with Aurora. I mean Stardust Helm. Oh, it's 75, so it's not that much. For Hawkeye, I found something for him as well. It was the Ruby Mask. So plus 6 for a little weakling that likes to take damage. And also there, that's solid. Hey, look at that. That's 15 defense and 12 to magic. So pretty happy about that find. Also, he's been wearing some elemental stuff, hasn't he? Yeah, let's give him something substantial now. Oh, that's healthy. Very, very healthy for this stealthy charm. What else have we got? Hey, it looks like stealth charm is really good. Let's affect it. Let's equip it for everyone if it helps them. Oh no, it's only for Duran, I believe. Yeah, only he can wear it. Okay. Oh yeah, and King's Glove was something that I found for Duran. And what's this? Dropner. Oh, well, I'm glad I went through this to show you guys, because that's gonna really help.
This doesn't look good for the mana goddess. Let's hurry.
Alright, let's save. Yeah, so it seems like our party's got a little bit of extra defense, which is much needed. It's probably one of the things that we struggle with most.
Come on.
Oh, it's a shapeshifter. They jump a lot. Just like... oh jeez.
Barely broke a sweat.
Oh, so the Sanctuary of Mana has just been defiled. Look at that. Everything's changed. The whole pathway, which is previously like quite symmetrical and open, you could just run straight down the center, but now we're gonna take a detour, which is fine. It's a pretty smart way to reuse the map, I guess. Like, you get to keep the textures, the design, and it gives you more explorability, I guess. Let's chop them down.
This is my fight. No need to trouble yourself.
Oh jeez. Let's get them before they morph. Oh my god, that's one of the most dreadful transformations they could do.
Pointless destruction.
Assassins.
I cannot forgive them.
They're so beastly. I think the shapeshifters, because they don't really have a form, seems like they take damage quite easily. So their defense is quite low, so you can just chop them down hopefully before they shapeshift into something too sinister. Imagine if they shapeshift into a boss. That'll be insane. Hey, I'd love to go up there. Oh, we will later anyway, I think. You have the max... Oh, yeah, I went to the shops to buy a few extra things. Guess I got a bit carried away because kind of balling right now.
Let us work together to defeat the enemy. Let them know. We should continue on our journey as planned.
Oh, there's a black one.
Let's take it out.
Oh, this guy's a menace. He's copying me. Thank God they haven't like inherited the stats as well, because usually those guys have really high physical defense. And it takes so long to kill them. So I guess they just inherit their like skills or physical appearance. Alright, let's get this little thing that we wanted before. Gold item seed. I hope we get some really cool stuff with it, hey. Oh, let's use chocolate up since I've got max. Save. Coming back to the Sanctuary of Mana. It wasn't too long ago that I was grinding here stupidly without the class change item, thinking that I could just hit 38 and get a class change. I was like so pumped, hey, when I finally get the seed to change classes, and I'd run back here just so that I can check out exactly how they look and the new skills that we inherited. Good times. From the research, seems like we can also do another class change later, so that brings even more excitement and more, I guess, strategy to the whole game. With Duran, he's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that final leaping. I've mentioned it so many times, but that's the most powerful strike. Like, it doesn't really matter. Let's get rid of this one first. It doesn't really matter, like, if the weak strikes don't really hit. As long as that final strike hits, like, that's where all the damage is. Look at that. So if you see me whiffing like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then as long as that final one hits, like, that's all I care about.
Purse is getting heavy. We should buy stuff to lighten the load.
Something that's really cool is usually when we play these games, it's kind of like something that we have to figure out for ourselves, but it's like my first proper let's play, and by commentating as we play, it really helps to plan out the thoughts, and by speaking out the thoughts, it makes us understand the process a bit better, and by doing so, it seems like we're just not making stupid errors all the time, just every now and then.
This is my fight.
Boom! Let's finish this guy off.
broke a sweat.
And the other thing that really helps is, it's one thing to record gameplay, but when we have to process and edit these videos, we have to go through the gameplay, and by doing so, it really helps to see where we went wrong. And we pick up a lot of things, so it's kind of cool. So if you guys ever want to get better at games, 100%, it's good to record and review your own gameplay. Let's do some training. Some cheeky training before the boss fight. It's max stamina. Since he's always down low in health, it's probably going to be good for him. He's got 1055 HP, so if he goes down to 1000, it's not really that much of a big deal. It's a shame that Duran can't equip this, because that would make him an absolute beast. Like 40% on top, is he's 40% already. I think we can get rid of this and do this. It will synergize better with all his HP, and his magic attack and magic defense goes up, which is kind of handy for boss fights, since I assume that they do a lot more magic based attacks. So he's got attack increase, attack increase, attack increase. The reason I had it, the damage CS boost, was so that when he does receive damage, it helps to build up his CS gauge, so that he can just like cross cut through boss animations and stuff. So once he's CS'd through the boss animation, then he can just continue chopping them down, because we want to just keep chopping stuff down. But I don't think there's any more attack stuff that we can equip him with. That would be crazy if he had 30% chance of poisoning, but it doesn't really synergize that much. I think there's better things to equip him with. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Let's just give him the skill points he needs. We're pumping intelligence, weren't we? Retain. Damage to enemies, elemental weakness. Wow! The thing is, the next boss is dark, so there's really no point. We don't have a lightsaber. Alright guys, let's slay this guy. Just another day.
Such a shame! The tree has withered completely, and the goddess of mana is no more.
No. How could you?
Are you in pain? You've become weaker without the tree of mana. Fairies are born to protect the tree, and perish without their purpose, I see. This is the end of the reign of the once mighty goddess of mana. Mavolia will rule over all realms, with me as the world's supreme god.
Just gonna get like swatted like a fly.
So impatient! She wished for death so badly that she tried to go against me alone. ready to admit that you have no chance against me. You should gracefully give up this fight. The world as you know it will be consumed by Mavolia. The new evil order will be ruled by me. There's no place for you here.
So it's too late for us to consider your offer to join you?
Shall we end this? Now that I have godlike powers, I will shed this old, broken body and inhabit the Prince of Laurent instead.
Damn.
I will simply wear his body and cast my previous one and all its horrible memories aside. You will only see my true form for a moment before you perish.
If he actually possesses Elliot's body, it's gonna be so crazy for Riesz to attack him. It's like killing your own brother. Damn, it looks like Genova.
Yes! This is what the ruler of Mavolia, the human realm, and the sanctuary of mana looks like! I can feel the power within me. I will obliterate you myself!
Yeah, he's not pretty at all, hey. I would definitely swipe left.
Who's causing this pain?
This ends here and now. Even without the tree or mana power to help us, we will never give up. Not without a fight!
Good.
Not as long as our hero, the chosen one of the mana sword, is here.
I'm really glad Fairy's not just completely useless.
Without mana, elementals and spirits may disappear from the realm. But you should not lose hope. You will be creating a new world for everyone.
Yeah, at the start, it seemed like Fairy was just a damsel in
You
distress.
must stand up and fight! The future is in your hands. Whether you can see us or not, we'll be with you always. So keep fighting! You can't lose!
You think you're so clever, but without the sword of mana, you cannot win. It is hopeless, and you are finished.
You're wrong! Don't you see? Even without the physical mana sword, as long as the chosen one is here, the sword that lives in all of our hearts, that we call hope, will never disappear!
Ridiculous! You think your foolish illusion of hope can stand up against the power of a newly realized god? Think again!
Actually, it kind of looks like Kuja from FF9.
This is it. Our final...
Our final battle. Well, if it's our final battle, let's figure out what's going on here. So wind, he absorbs. Nothing about poison. Absorbs fire. Absorbs dark. Nothing about water. Alright, so I guess we're gonna hit him with the thunder and see if it actually helps to decrease his... where is it? Thunder, where are you? Here, let's see if it decreases his physical defense.
Come along, everyone!
Okay, leave it to me.
Yes! No, it doesn't actually. So then... guess the next thing we need to do is... Oh my god, this thing's just tracking me. Alright, so we need a boost.
Power to you!
This is crazy. Look at that. Alright, let's fully recover. Haven't even had a chance to get a proper buff going.
Let the magic flow through me!
It's gotten even uglier. It's like the more power you gain, the uglier you get.
Not like this!
Oh jeez.
I will never give.
Hey, so if he's not going to be weak to an elemental, let's at least debuff his attacks. I think water does that. And the other thing is, let's do this so we can regain our HP. And we'll cheat the boss animations. Yeah, attack the arms. Like not.
Not like this! The wind! It's...
This is nuts. Are we out of... Let's set the shortcut.
Got you covered.
Again!
Here it goes.
I will not fall!
Cross cut.
Oh no! He's actually
No!
absorbing. He's actually absorbing our attack. So that is a rookie error, and we are going to need to change that to another element, or else we're gonna get wrecked. So he's not weak to... Let's do this.
I saved him.
Stay out of the way, guys.
Cross cut.
Mental!
Oh jeez.
The upper hand. Gonna feel this one.
Not like this!
That sting. Okay. This is it. Try to get it.
Well, that was definitely a lot of mistakes.
No. Mavoya My rain. How can this be?
I think the main thing that got us was when we tried to be cheeky and had a moon saber to Duran's attack, and then like it ended up just healing the boss, and we're just chopping him, and then he just like gave him full health, and I thought, what the hell's going on? And so we had to quickly change elemental weapon to something that he wasn't absorbing, which I remembered was water, and that was when, you know, it was the beginning of the end.
Thank you for never giving in to despair. But the tree of mana is dead, and mana has disappeared from the world. I can't exist without mana. We didn't know each other for long, but I treasured our time together. I won't forget any of you. Don't worry, Riesz. I managed to rescue Elliot during your battle. With the last of my power, I sent him back to Laurent. Elliot is safe? Oh, Fairy, thank you.
What a sigh of relief.
Don't thank me. I was only able to rescue him because you were holding the enemy at bay. I'm just so glad I was able to do it before my time was up. Do not go! Fairy.
I'm so glad Fairy wasn't just useless.
Don't worry about me. You were fighting for everyone's future, including mine. Thanks to your triumph, I will now be reborn as the new goddess of mana.
Oh, damn. That's so good.
What?
So happy for Fairy.
You see, fairies are like the seeds of the mana tree. Once they find a worthy person, someone with a pure heart that they trust completely, that fairy can become the new tree and goddess of the mana in the world. To bring that mana, the mana we have lost, back into this realm, I must take the tree's place and sleep here in the sanctuary. It may yet take 1,000 years for me to restore all of the mana. But if in 1,000 years your descendants still remember the Tree of Mana, I will awaken. I'm sure I can help them in their hour of need as well. But until I am needed in the future, I will remain here, asleep, quietly protecting the world as this tree. This is where we part. My brave heroes. Farewell.
That's Fairy's
May the
final
sword of
form.
Mana, the one that lives in all your hearts, shine on. Forever.
Bit cheesy. I guess it was like a bit different that the final boss had two forms. Like the first form was his basic one, and then like if you chop down his health enough, he would just transform to the other one, which the other bosses haven't done. And the fact that when he's in his final form, you have like to start his HP at the start again, which is full, and that made things a bit more challenging because you can't just cheese with CS gauge. And I'm glad I saved my CS gauge from the first form so that I was still full when went into the second form. But yeah, looking back, oh, Moonsaber, that was like a costly mistake.
Big brother! Duran!
Duran, you're back safe and sound. I'm just so glad to see you.
I'm sorry I made you worry, Wendy. Aunt Stella. It's over now.
You can tell me when you're ready. You should go to the castle and report back to His Majesty.
That's a moment of pride when Duran finally class changes, sets out to beat the Crimson Wizard. I don't think we even fought him, but it was still really cool that that happened. And now he's back home. He's like, you know, before he didn't want to go into his house because he was embarrassed that he had these big grand plans and he hasn't achieved it yet, but now he has.
That sounds like quite the adventure. Your journey was difficult, but it had to be done. Now is not the time for sadness. Loki is alive inside you all. His soul is freed, and with you, always.
Huh?
We do not have the goddess of mana to rely on to keep the world in balance anymore. Duran, you and your friends will take up the mantle as the new Golden Knights.
Nice.
Alcena will follow where you lead. Future is yours.
Yeah, it's really cool. We like defeated all the forces of evil that were converging on all the kingdoms, and it's nice when now the kingdoms have all been restored to their rightful owners. It's a feeling of satisfaction, like we put in some good work. We actually saved the world.
Hawkeye, it's you!
Jessica,
Give me a
are
kiss.
you okay?
As you can see, she's doing fine. Navarro thieves from all around the world have been coming back to the fortress. We should go back too.
I wonder if, like, you know, like in different games and anime, people ship different people. Like Hawkeye might be shipped with, I don't know, like Riesz or Jessica. I wonder if anyone's ever shipped Hawkeye with Niccolo. Cause that cat is freaking cute, man. Like, no homo, but it's pretty cute.
Father!
Jessica and Hawkeye. I fear I have been trapped in a nightmare for far too long. I was informed about what happened to Eagle. That is why I intend to honor his memory by bringing his beloved Thief Guild back to its former glory. Now that mana as we have known it no longer exists in this world, the water in this desert will soon dry up. Therefore, our next target is clear. We must steal water and greenery from nature itself.
What?
This desert was once a lush and fertile land. We must find a way to bring back the rain and make it hospitable once again. We cannot let the people here suffer. Not on our watch.
Tree huggers aren't gonna be happy about that. Ooh, so maybe now there's gonna be a cutscene with Riesz and Elliot. The last time they had any contact was when Riesz freaking left Elliot to Ben and Bill. Hands down, one of the best costumes in the whole game.
Elliot! Are you alright?
I don't mean Elliot, I mean Reese.
I'm okay. I am so sorry, Elliot. I should have... You know, I had a really weird dream. I saw Mother and Father, and they looked so happy. And they told me something important. They wanted me to return to Duran and help you bring prosperity back to the kingdom. They said that I shouldn't keep relying on you for everything. So, I'm gonna try my best. Oh, Elliot.
It would be so ominous if, like, in the final outro scenes, there's like this evil glow in Elliot's eye, or eyes, and it turns out that, what's his name, his Dark Majesty, in his last few moments possessed Elliot right before he got transported back to Duran.
Father, Mother, Elliot and I will work hard to build Duran back into the peaceful kingdom it once was. Even though this world no longer has mana power, please, continue to watch over my friends and me on our journey. We will do our best in the coming times.
When we chose our characters, Reese was the main one, so it looks like she's got the most screen time for this ending. So I wonder, let's say we chose like Hawkeye, I wonder if like he would have had a lot more screen time, more cutscenes as well. This game's gone full circle. Like, we started off in the Sanctuary of Mana, you know, with the intro and all. And here we are back again with a new goddess of mana. I reckon like it's such a good fitting in terms of endings when something goes full circle. Like cyclic things just give you this feeling of completion. It's like the circle of life. Well guys, that looks like the end. So that's that. I do hear that there is a New Game Plus. So with New Game Plus you can choose, I guess, a different combination of characters, and from my understanding, if you choose 2 particular characters, you can actually unlock a secret boss battle, and so that might be worth undertaking. And so that's gonna be my next plan. I'm gonna just smash through this game again and get to that boss battle, and I'll bring you the next few fights, whatever is interesting I'll make some episodes about. But I do want to say that I really appreciate you guys joining me in this little journey, this little playthrough. I'm probably not the best player, but I try my best, and you know, I'm having fun. I've had a lot of fun over the last, 24 hours or so with this game, and I hope all that fun's been transcribed into my voiceover as I'm commentating throughout this game. Hope it's been entertaining for you guys, at least. You know, sometimes I make some pretty lame dad jokes, but I'm not even a dad, but you know, one day I'm gonna be, so gotta practice, I guess. So with that, I'm gonna leave it there. Hope you guys enjoyed the playthrough, and I'll see you in the next one. It's COVID Gaming, over and out.